Hey, what's up, guys? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Monday to you. Just getting my Monster in for the day. Monster, hit me up for a sponsorship. I've always got you in my videos. You guys ought to at least give me some free drinks to put out there for you. Be a spokesman. Just playing. Anyway, so listen, guys. I want to talk to you about the sales apocalypse. So it's a book that I'm working on, and I've been asked a few times what the sales apocalypse is, and so I wanted to share that with you and kind of give you the concept of why I believe the sales industry is in an apocalyptic state and has been for a while. So if I appreciate you logging on here this morning. If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. That way I know that my audio is good. Sometimes the connection here is bad. Maybe a little thumbs up or something. Let me know what state you're in. So this is particularly for the salespeople and business owners. You know, so I started my program, my mastermind program, the Agency Alliance Insurance University, about 3.5, almost 4 years ago. In fact, I think it was 4 years in October. I started my 4th year. And so I've had the pleasure of working with more than 1,500 business owners through the course of this program, and help them develop marketing strategies, generate leads, and grow their business. Hey, I appreciate you guys. Thank you. What's up, Chris, Scott? I see you. And what I've come to learn is that the sales industry is a dying industry. The sales industry as we know it, the traditional sales industry, is all but dead. I'm not going to say it's completely dead, but it's definitely in an apocalyptic state. And the sales apocalypse is going to be a book that's going to be designed to take you over a 21-day period to show you how to survive this apocalyptic state in this industry. So if you think about the sales industry and how much it has changed since the evolution of social media and technology and the internet, it's a radically different marketplace. It's a radically different industry than it was just a few, with people all the time, and they're looking for some kind of a sales, wondering how the sales training is. My audio seems to be going out here. I'm sorry about that. Wondering about the sales industry, and they want to hear my pitch. And what I teach my client is that I'm not a particularly good salesperson. I don't think that I'm great at selling at all. And in fact, I don't think that you have to be good at sales in today's marketplace. In fact, I think the best salespeople today don't do any selling at all. You say, well, how is that possible, Sean? How can you be a successful salesman without selling? And that's what the apocalypse is going to teach you. Today's sales professional is the marketing rep, the marketing professional. The sale is made today into the millennial generation long before you ever get on the phone with them. Content is absolutely king. If you look around at industries all over the place, they're trying to cut the salesman out of the process. They're trying to get rid of salespeople and automate it with technology in industries all over the place. I mean, you look at all the way down to places like McDonald's. You know, that you might think that a McDonald's cashier isn't a sales rep, but they're actually trained to sell and upsell and offer you that apple pie or offer you that extra drink or the meal or whatever the case might be. So they're absolutely salespeople as well. And if you look at them, they've got technology that they've rolled out where they're getting rid of the cashier. It's just an automated process now. You look at the technology in the real estate industry, the insurance industry. I mean, no insurance company that has come up over the last decade is based on brick and mortar. They don't have local agents. It's all technology based. It's all consumer driven. You've got a company now called Lemonade as an insurance company that you don't even talk to an agent at all. It's all done on their app and online. And this is happening in industries all over the place. Every industry is looking, because if you think about it, the sales commission is an expensive cost of goods sold for the company. And if they can automate that process and they can get rid of the salesperson, that's just more money in the bottom line for the company, right? So think about that. There's technology right now that we wouldn't need real estate agents to complete a transaction. Right now, the National Association of Realtors is a massive lobby group, and I don't think that the local real estate agent is going anywhere, and I don't think there's going to be a technology that will disrupt the real estate industry for quite some time, because NAR is very powerful. So if you're a real estate agent, donate to NAR. They're helping you. They're saving your ass, honestly. Without NAR, I don't think there would be real estate agents right now because of technology. So if you think about this concept that technology is replacing salespeople in virtually every industry on planet Earth, or they're at least seeking to, then you have to wonder, okay, well, what then can I do as a salesperson, as a commissioned salesperson, to have some job security and not to lose my job to automation, not to lose my job to some technology. And what that boils down to is you're going to have to understand the world of marketing. You're going to have to understand how to be able to leverage technology and social media to bring your own business, to become invaluable. You have to build your personal brand. Gary Vaynerchuk talks about this all the time, about building your brand, your personal brand, so that people are buying from you. They're not buying from the technology, or they're not buying from the company. And the thing that I've realized over the last several years is by the time I actually get onto a sales conversation with somebody, the sale has already been made. It's been made through my marketing. It's been made through the relationship forged on social media. It's been made through email blasts. It's been made through video marketing. It's been made through webinars, through groups that I monitor on Facebook. The sale has already been made by the time they get on the phone with me. There's no selling that I'm doing to convince them to join my program or to work with me or to hire me as their coach. That's already been done. That sales process was had over the months and weeks and years sometimes that I've had to drip content. In fact, the last person that I signed up in my program had been following me for 2.5 years. But by the time he got on the phone, his mind was made. And I didn't have to sell him. By the time we got on the phone, it was more of a logistics. How do I sign up? What does it look like? And just getting some information. And I think that is where the industry as a whole is going. If you look at how educated the millennial consumer base is, and you have to be worried about the millennials, you have to be focused on the segment. It's the largest consumer segment in the world, and they have the most spending power of anybody in the world. So you have to pay attention to what the millennials are so educated. They're so well informed. They do so much research on the front side before they ever go and try to purchase anything. Before they step onto a car lot, they already know what kind of, they virtually know everything about that car before they get to the sales floor. There's a guy in the automotive sales industry that's going to convince a millennial to purchase something other than what he's already set his mind at purchasing. It's just not going to happen. So that in mind, knowing that millennial consumers are well educated and they're well informed long before ever getting on the phone with you, you have to, as a salesperson, be reaching them during that research stage. You have to have content for them to absorb. You have to be able to be found and have that sales conversation through video marketing, through emails, through your blog, through your website. You know, whatever it is that you're doing to market to your to the consumer base, so that they can begin that sales process, because the sales process today is a one-person deal. They're engaging online to learn and to decide where they're going to do business, and by the time they get to the salesperson, the sale is made. So if you don't have any content out there, you don't have any way for the millennials to find you, and you're just waiting on a call to convince them, and you say, well, when I sit down with them, that's when I'm going to sell them. You're wrong. They're already sold, and you're not going to get that opportunity to sit down and sell them on yourself or the value of working with you, because it's already been done. They're already sold. Somebody else has already grabbed them. So think about that. It doesn't matter what industry that you're in. Technology is the sales process. Social media is the sales process. Your email list is the sales process. This conversation here with you and I, this is a sales conversation. I'm keeping content flowing all the time so that I can continue to feed my prospects information, answer the questions that they have. So you have to anticipate what they are looking for, what questions they have, and you have to articulate that in your messaging. You have to articulate that on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter. All of these things have to be done, so that way, by the time they get to you, you're just facilitating the transaction anymore. And that is precisely why the more companies begin to understand this, the more that they begin to market, the less they need the salesperson, because they're starting to realize that, hey, look, if we can market better and we can keep content flowing, millennials are already sold. Our salespeople aren't really selling them anymore. They're transaction coordinators. Most sales professionals today are transaction coordinators. So you have to understand and shift that focus from being the great salesperson and going through and digesting all this great sales marketing, sales material and NLP and all these other, different sales programs that are out there. And I think you need to shift your focus towards marketing. You need to learn how to market better. You need to learn how to generate leads better. You need to learn how to get in front of your prospects more often, more effectively, and start selling through your marketing. That's the only way you're going to be able to survive. So in my book, I'm going to really obviously dive way deeper into this conversation, and I'm going to show you the 21 different ways that I've been able to find success in and how I've been able to make my sales without ever picking up the phone. In fact, there's times when I do product launches that I'll make $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 without ever picking up a phone, because I've spent years building the content, building that reputation, building that personal brand. It's all going to come down to that personal brand and how effective you are at reaching the consumer base out there. So hopefully that helps you kind of rethink as you're planning for 2018. Really start to think about how you're incorporating technology. Are you using it effectively? Are there areas that you could use improvement on? And don't be afraid to hire somebody. If you don't know how to market well and you don't have the time to learn and you can't really put forth that effort that you really need to as a business owner, then hire a company to do it. And I would really focus on the digital piece. I would stay away from print. I would stay away from billboards unless you just need a tax write-off. You need to focus on social media. You need to focus definitely on video. You need to focus on some of the new platforms that are coming out. You need to revisit LinkedIn because they're making great strides. I love LinkedIn. Instagram is blowing up in the millennial generation. I think that's going to be the future for most markets as the consumer base gets older and older on Facebook. They're shifting to platforms like LinkedIn. And really keep your head to the ground. Subscribe to some social media marketing blogs and really stay up to date. There's a really good one out there. I think it's called Social Media World. I'll find a link and put it in here. It's a really good blog. They put out tons of free content that you guys can get and learn. Just spend a few minutes every day learning about marketing and social media and how to reach your consumer base.